of our viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, all those of you listening on U975 FM Multicultural Radio, a very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa. I am Zelisa Budusing Rupani, humbly inviting you to sit back, relax, enjoy, absorb, because you are certainly going to be in for a treat today. Trust me on that. Of course, in Master Control this morning, Ariane Malhotra and Hisham Costello. On behalf of our team, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a beautiful, blessed day today. It's Wednesday, and happy Wednesday, the middle of the work week. And you know, if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. And our quote says, today is a perfect day to become better. It is a perfect day to become better, a better you, to start a new chapter, to start a new beginning, for you being the best that you can be, and you are in control of that. That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Remember to check them out. They're open. They've got great deals, clothing, shoes, furniture, gift items, jewelry, and a whole lot more, not forgetting their food court and the children's play area as well. Make it a one-stop shop. They are located opposite Medford gas station in Chagonas. It's the big white tent, so check them out today. All right, so there you go. I want to say a very good morning and a very warm welcome going out to a gentleman that I myself, I'm a big fan of his. So, of course, I'm elated, I'm excited, I'm very enthused to have this conversation, to sit one-on-one with him. I've been watching him, listening to him over the years. He has the art of lifting your spirits, of just making you smile. That smile turns into laughter, which transforms your entire disposition. He has the gift and art to do that. A son of this soil whom we all are very proud of, a household name. I'm speaking of no other than Mr. Kenneth Supersad. He is a comedian and chutney singer, MC to many weddings and so many different functions. Sir, a very good morning and a warm welcome.
Good morning to you, Zelisa. Good morning. It's nice to be here. I find her looking dark on the TV. The diamond natural color. They need to brighten me up a little bit because I don't look so dark one time. Although, you know, because of the fact that when I was coming, police stopped me and tell me the tint in my glass too dark. I had to tell the police officer my glass dog is me you're looking at.
You see what I told you? You're in for a treat.
But let me say good morning to everybody out there. You know, it's so nice to be on your program.
Thank you.
I look at it all the time. You know, I like the interaction, and you learn so much, you know.
Thank you.
From there was a gentleman talking about the role of fathers recently. So I decided to come and talk about the same thing. I think that is very important. And also I look at the counselors you have on your program when people have addiction, and so you know, they can look at the program and they can get help. So
yeah.
I enjoy your program. But I want to remind you, you said you are a big fan of
myself. I have been listening to you for years.
I have passed the stage of fan. I now have a conditioned unit.
Okay. You see, I want to get into the depth of our conversation, which is the role of a father. But before I do that, because you're very infectious, and people like myself very addicted to you. It helps me on a hard day to relax whenever I look at any one of your, you know, check you on Facebook or your, it really can transform your entire disposition and your thoughts and put you in a good place. And I said to you, and it's one of the things I've been, you know, I want to ask, and I want to ask you in front of the world, in terms of your content, you're so sharp. How, and every day you have new content. You could look at anything, any situation, walk in here without a thought of, you know, of, and it comes so smoothly and naturally.
Well, that comes with years of experience in this kind of comedy business, you know. What happened when I was a little boy, one of my uncle And up to now, I still say he better than me. His name is Dung, and he's from Dinsley Village, Chakrika.
Yeah.
He was always a jovial person, very humorous. Anywhere you go, he's the life of the party, you know, always have people laughing and so always telling fun things and humorous things. But I must confess that over the years, I also look at some of the legends in the comedy field.
Yeah.
John Agitation, of course, he has gone to the great beyond. He was one of them. And then Tommy Joseph, Larry Joseph, we had Sprang Along.
Yeah.
I pick up a style, you know, close to Sprang Along. I love his style. I thought he was one of the best in my view. So my material is not only what I make up by myself. Sometimes I might go in a wedding or somewhere and somebody go come and say, Ken, hear this one. And they go give me a good joke, you know. So it is not all my material, but I do appreciate when people have good jokes, they send it to me. And, you know, I used to work at another radio station long time, and people would send books, joke books and so. But these books are more American books, Canadian books, you know, their style of comedy. But what I do, take the jokes and I localize them. And put a little local twist in, you know.
You do that in such a brilliant way, and it comes off so natural. You are second to none, and like I've said, and I will continue to say, you're a household name. People look forward. You draw in the thousands.
Yes, I will tell you, Zelisa, that we have comedy shows, you know, taking place recently. We had one for Mother's Day, and the place was packed out because I will tell you, we live in a time now where we have a lot of crime taking place.
Correct.
You know, this thing is way out of control. And people have to be locked up in the house, you know. They're scared to go outside, you know. So when people get a chance to come out and laugh a little bit and to release that tension, you know.
You're very correct.
I am so happy to be one of the persons who could tell a joke and make people laugh. So the comedy shows are being sold out.
Nice.
And I am very happy for that.
You know why? Because you're like medicine for the soul. You are. And it takes them to another place in their life. For that period, it would take you away from your worries, your problems, your challenges, even your health concerns. So it makes you, it transforms the individual. So they look forward, you know, they could become quite addicted like myself, like I see. And it's good. It's positive and it's good. You've been known not only for your role in terms of comedy, but for, I believe, some of the selections that you choose would be commentaries rather than chutney singer, I would say. Because I always believe there is a deep message when you sing.
Well, what happened is, you know, when I was 16 years old, I am now 60. I'm now 60, there's nothing to hide. Women don't let out the age.
We don't like to talk about
the age
it.
Because last year my wife was 54 and this year she'll be 52. So I will tell you, you know, I joined an Indian band called Gulshan Bahar by the airport in those days. And I used to be the MC. I used to sing a lot of chutney and Bollywood music. And then I started writing music. There was the Indian cultural pageant which was introduced by Shah Mohammed. And they had a part of that pageant called the local song competition. I won that on a number of occasions.
You did?
And then I attended the Pichikari, that is for Pagwa. I sang in that competition. There was a nation building calypso and chutney competition, which I also won many years ago. So, you know, I am in the field of music for a long time. I have played over the years for bands, Indian bands like Veena Sangeet, Western Oriental, Indian Art Orchestra with Teddy December and them from Granby. I have played with Mala Sangeet, Naya Akash, many Indian bands over the years. And I wrote a lot of songs, some of the more popular ones, Balki Soon. Balki Soon, pull that tune in a wedding. So I am the writer of that song, and I gave that song to Omadat Maharaj. Also, there's a song called Baji Basuria, which I did for an African brother by the name of Clint Thomas. And that song went all over the world, you know. and Clint became a very big star, you know. So it was nice over the years performing for people. And I must say that today, a lot of people anyway, forgive me for my voice, because, you know, whole weekend
I know you work.
Sometimes on one night I perform 3 places, 4
wow.
places, you know. So it has been a big hectic, but
yeah.
I think they could hear it in my voice. But
yeah.
I'm very, very glad to be here, you know, to do something, to make people happy, to tell a little joke. And you want to hear a good joke?
I want a good one.
A good one. So a lady come home late from work, and she see 2 people under the coverlet, and she seen she husband shoes and a lady shoes, right? So she take up a cricket bat and start to beat them. And when she go on in the kitchen, she see she husband. She say, what you doing here? He say, well, your mother and father come to spend the night and I give them we room.
You see, you just, I mean,
and
you just...
Once I'm on TV or radio, I do clean jokes, you know.
Yes, because,
clean jokes
yeah, exactly.
Because people are very sensitive.
Correct.
You have to know what kind of material to give people. When I perform for primary schools, on one occasion I performed for kindergarten when they had their graduation exercise, and I performed for mosque, for the temple, for all different, for the churches, all different kind of people.
And I think that is excellent, because I also believe apart from the comedy and the jokes, I believe you can get proper messages out there.
Yeah.
And you could, and people then will be able to communicate and relate. You may do it in a comical way, but you'll get the message out there.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be talking about the role of a father.
Yeah.
And with Father's Day quickly approaching this weekend, I think it was really appropriate for us to talk about that, because
Yeah.
you're not just a household name, you are a husband, a father, a father-in-law, a grandfather, a brother, a friend, an uncle, a nephew. So with that being said, I know you to be very family oriented.
Yes.
And that's why I felt it was appropriate for someone like yourself to address and talk to us about the seriousness and the role of a father, especially for those that do not step up, for those that do not understand their duty and responsibility.
Yes.
You know, your grandson, I'm charmed by him. I know your both daughters. I know Peggy very well. She's a darling, as I told you. And when it comes to her as a person as well, she's not just talented, but her mere personality and who she is, she's really an awesome person.
Yeah, well, I have 2 daughters. One is Peggy and one is Diana.
Yeah.
They are totally different. Peggy is more outgoing, you know. She's very jovial, humorous like myself. She take behind me, she does sing, you know.
I heard Peggy singing.
Yes, yes.
Peggy blew me away.
The record I saw.
Yeah, she should.
She says she will do it in the right time.
Great.
But she told me that if I win the Chutney Soca, she will sing and record a song with me. I came second. So I did not win, but I am the second place winner of the Chutney Soca.
Well, you win.
So I just want to hail out Mr. George Singh and thank George Singh, you know, because he is the one creating the platform so that we can showcase our talent, you know.
Correct.
But
correct.
Coming back to my daughters, I have Diane. She's a very quiet person. She does sing. She likes to be by herself. She's totally different from Peggy. And for my grandson, at the age of 3, he already started beating bass.
Oh my God, I love this little boy.
Next week is his birthday.
Yes.
He will be 6, and I am so proud of him. I love him very much, you know. This is why I am changing up my life, you know, because I don't want my grandson growing up seeing me as a person drinking and getting drunk and behaving in a manner that is not good, you know. So I want to tell you, as Zelisa.
I want you to hold that thought, because we've got to go to a quick break.
Okay, no
and
problem.
when we return, we'll continue our conversation. In conversation this morning with Mr. Kenneth Supersad, and today he's talking to us about the role of a father. We continue our conversation when we return after these important messages.
Everything you get at Fab India Expo is fabulous. It's one place where you can take your entire family. Shopping haven, multi-cuisine food court, arcade, or relax at our spa. Come to shop online. Fab India Expo is now the biggest Indian expo with over 60,000 square feet of shopping area. We carry both Indian and Western garments. You can also check us out for Indian jewelry, Brazilian gold or modern jewelry, pure cotton bed sheets, over 200 curtain designs, bath mats, towels and so much more. Fab India Expo is your one-stop shop. Be sure to check us out. We're located opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas. We're open daily 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. including weekends and public holidays. Fab India Expo, closing on Monday 3rd July.
Super quality supermarket, best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Hoover Car Park, Hoover, 98 Endeavour Road, Shogunas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Welcome to OATS, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, the future of healthcare, which provides full body scans which we detect and treat cancer, tumors, all heart conditions, cysts, fibroids, dementia, Parkinson's, just to name a few. No radiation and medication is not needed. If you are tired of getting no results, call us at 354-4459 or 356-7226.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower and answer those unanswered questions. Today I'm in conversation with Mr. Kenneth Supersad, who is a household name. He's a comedian, he's a singer, a writer. We learn so much more. And today he's here to talk to us about the role of a father. Welcome back.
Thank you, Zelisa.
You were talking to us just before the break about being a grandfather and being able to influence him in a positive way by the choices that you make.
That's right, you know. So what I want to say, you know, is that as a young man growing up, if, you know, we have to learn from the mistakes of other people.
Correct.
Because if we don't learn, we are doomed to repeat them. Okay?
Correct.
So what happened when I was a young man, you know, the environment you grew up in has a lot to do with, you know, how you grew up, you know, and I grew up in a village, Dinsley village, you know, where, you know, you see the men sit down whole day in the rum shop drinking and thing, and then they come home and beating up their wife and things. And in those days, you know, men used to think that it is a macho thing, usually boss in the house, you know, and they would go and drink whole day and come home and they expect the wife to cook, you know. And I am telling you that some men believe their wife is like a slave in the house, you know. They're only confined to the house. Their job is to wash and cook and provide meal.
Correct.
You know.
You're correct.
And that was so wrong that in those days, you know, I think people as society has come a long way in terms of that, in the sense that now women are more liberated, they're more independent, and they could stand up for the right. And these days, police don't make joke when man beating their wife and thing, you know. Police coming for you. But what has happened is sometimes the man might be the breadwinner in the family, and so the woman is not working anyway on some occasions. And so they have to endure, sit down and take the licks and, you know, stay quiet and thing. But I want to call out to all fathers out there, you know. We all make mistakes. When I was a young man, I'm now 60. When I was like 16 years old, I started drinking. Then I have friends who used to smoke weed. I started smoking marijuana. Although I was an artist performing all over the country, people see me one way, but they don't know the real me. When I'm on a stage, I'm a different person. But in those days, I drinking, I smoking, I going home, I quarreling with my wife, making argument. And then I have these 2 young daughters. You know, when I got married in 1988, June the 18th will make me 35 years. And I'm so proud to say that, you know, I have one wife. I don't have no spare tire and thing. You know, I am a man. I go out. I
like
perform.
that.
It are plenty ladies and thing are wrong and thing. You know, and I'm a man. Sometimes all kind of things come into your mind.
Yeah.
But I am so proud to say that nobody could say how they that Kenneth Supersad, you know, had an affair with some woman or anything like
Yeah.
that. You know, in my whole life, I have kept up my vows. I'm married. I think I have the most beautiful wife in the world. Right now,
Oh.
she's listening to me.
That is simply remarkable.
Yeah, yeah.
And I applaud
I
you
love
for
my
that.
wife very, very much. She's a very, very special person. She's a one of a kind. She's the kind, she don't quarrel, she don't make no noise. And if we do have an argument, I mean, life is as such, you know, from time to time, little thing might raise and things.
Correct.
But she does always, she is never the wrong one. It's always me, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but in 1997, I went to do a Father's Day show with Rafi Mohammed in Spectacular. And the other day, the day after, we supposed to perform at Palms Club in San Fernando. So in them days, I was drinking and whole night I waking out and like me with friends. You know, you're young and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
So you had the energy. And when I went Palms Club in San Fernando, I was walking to the building and I just feel like my life wanted to come out and I fell down.
Yeah.
I was rushed to San Fernando General Hospital. The doctors and them say that I'm suffering from anxiety and that kind of thing. I could have died, I
Yeah.
could have died. But I stopped drinking in 1997, you know, and I remained, you know, not taking any alcohol. I stopped smoking, everything.
Since then to now?
No, well, what happened? I stopped for 15 years.
15 years.
And then a couple of years ago, I started back, you know, we had a little misunderstanding and I went back into drinking.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Heavy
is-
drinking? Heavy?
Yeah, because my father was a total alcoholic, you know, and he died when I was 9 years old because he licked up his kidney and thing and he died. And my mother had to take care of 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls. Fortunately, my brothers and sisters, most of them went to good schools. They were very educated. My big sister, Sona Nagesa, was an author. She wrote many books. My brother is Budram Supersad. Many people know him as Super. And he worked in the immigration department as a senior immigration officer for many years.
Nice.
So they were role models to me.
Great.
And I have a brother-in-law, his name is Chan Sankara Nagesa. In my whole life, I never hear he make a curse or anything. So he's a role model and an inspiration to me.
Nice.
And I will tell you where I went wrong, and this is what I want to say. You see, when I was younger, I have 2 daughters, and when they were coming up, you know, 9, 10 years old, I believe if you boof them up and you beat them, they go get to respect you. And that is a wrong thing. I do not subscribe to corporal punishment, right? Because people just boast and say, but back in the days, we went to school and the teacher beat we and look, we learned, we never went to jail. You hear things like this.
You
but
do.
I will tell you, all the professionals, all the psychologists and all the professionals who study human behavior will tell you that when you beat a child, especially a boy child, they will grow up to also beat.
History keeps repeating itself. You're
Right?
correct.
So I gave my daughters a few lash handing when I was younger, and up to today, they still tell me, Dad, you see what you used to do and it was wrong, right? And I have a grandson. I don't want no teacher to put a hand on my grandson. Call in the parents, call Peggy, call me, you know, let me talk, let me sit
Yeah,
and talk.
agree.
Right? And beating children is really not a good thing. I glad the day Kamla Prasad, this is a ban corporal punishment in school, because I used to work in schools and I saw when teachers and even the principal on occasion beating children mercilessly. I saw a vice principal beating a child. The child cried until she almost fainted away. And this lady wouldn't stop beating. I used to work in the schools.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, just one second, Zelisa.
Sure. So this is the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with Mr. Kenneth Supersad. He's a gentleman, a son of the soil, and I believe he's a household name. And today we're having a one-on-one conversation with him about his life, his experiences, and perhaps we can all learn and take, you know, a page or two from the chapters of his life. Welcome
So
back.
I saw you talking to a pastor maybe a week or something ago.
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted to come on this program, you know,
Yeah.
because the pastor was very, very good. He was appealing to fathers to play your role in
Yeah,
society.
yeah.
If you make children, you don't leave them all about, you know, right now we have a lot of single mothers and the
Correct.
fathers all about they, you know, they had children here, they had children there, they
Correct.
drinking, they smoking, you understand? And they don't take care. How a man could bring a child into this world, your very own image, and leave that child with the mother and go on. Sometimes the mother is working away. I heard the pastor talking, but I want to tell you, people have all kind of social problems.
Yeah.
When I was working in the school, it have children whose parents looking after them. They come into school with nice lunch and things. They have money to spend in the cafe. While other children going through problems, they can't focus because mother and father quarreling, they want a divorce, you know, and they don't get no money to come to school. And my sister was a social worker and a teacher.
Yeah.
And she used to both of us used to work in the same school. And when we come home, we used to interact, and she used to say, boy, you know, this child, look what the child going through.
Yeah.
But how many counselors you could get to go in a school? Because if a primary school has 600 children,
Yeah.
and 200 have problems, how many counselors you're going to deal
You're
one-on-one
very
with? It is a
correct.
very difficult.
It is very difficult.
I am very proud. I used to carry my daughters and them to school, drop them, go back and pick them up. And I used to pay for extra lessons for them because I wanted them to have a good education and do well. My daughter Peggy went to Dinsley Trinity Government School, and in the common entrance in those days, she came second in the school. And then she went to St. Joseph's Convent.
Yes.
And then she went to UWI as a pharmacist. She studied pharmacy. And she came second in the pharmacy class of about 100 and something of them. My other daughter, Diane, she went to Lakshmi Girls. She did very well. She studied vet. She's also doing business administration. And
What do you think contributed towards the success of those girls? Because they're not just successful academically. I know you're both daughters.
Yeah.
And they're not just successful in terms of academics, but they are really well-cultured, rounded girls.
Yes, yes.
What do you think contributed towards that?
Well, I'll talk more about Peggy because you see, talent is something to be able to sing a song or to be able to play tassa. Peggy is a girl and she could play both the tassa and the bass and the, what we call the jal, you know. And you just have to born with that talent. It have people that try to sing, they go to somebody for vocal training, but if you're not born with it, there are some people just natural.
Yeah.
And Peggy was born with that natural. In my whole family,
So
in my whole family, there are no singers. I'm the only one.
So did you, but Peggy, I mean, she sings not professionally,
Yeah.
but there are times I would hear her sing on you know, Facebook and things like that.
Peggy-
And this girl blows my mind.
Peggy is a professional singer. She could really sing good, but she just don't go out to perform for
Well, you know,
money
she
and that
wears
kind of
many
thing.
hats as well,
Yeah.
and she's a phenomenal
But I
mother.
will tell you, Peggy is the kind of young lady, she's a mother to my grandson, Yaniv, and she does make sure he sit down and do his homework. He's going to Gandhi Memorial Vedic
Yes.
School. That is one of the top primary schools in the country. I want to say hats off to the principal,
Yeah.
Ms. Keshbani.
She's
She had
brilliant.
them children and them studying very hard.
Yeah.
At 1 year, they came first and second
Yeah.
in the C examination.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other year they came first again. And then on one occasion they came third. So that school is doing very good. And she don't make joke with he. And this is why I'm appealing to fathers. You have to provide the tools that your children need in order for them to develop educationally. You have to buy the little tablet for them, buy whatever they need, you know, to learn, because we're living in a time now
Yeah.
where it's different from a long time. Now everything is at the tip of your fingers. You don't need to go to a volume or encyclopedia to get information. It's right there. You could Google everything you have in it. And the children of today, they need these things to keep up with what is happening in the world today.
I'm in conversation with a gentleman whom we all know. He's a household name, a son of this soil that we're all very proud of. And I'm speaking of no other than Mr. Kenneth Supasad, talking to us today about the role of a father. We're going to take a short break, get into some important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation. If you would like to join in on the conversation, or you would like to comment, you can send us a WhatsApp message 3847142, or I'll open the telephone line and allow you to call in and be part of the conversation when we return. Stay with us.
Visit Agri Savers Limited, number 19 Orange Grove Trace, St. Augustine, for all your agriculture, livestock, pet, agri-equipment, hydroponics, cannabis, fishing tackle supplies and much more. Open Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contact 473-6074, 663-1094. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Tile Expression Limited, the #1 leader in tiles. Large stock, unbeatable prices, wide variety of porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles, wall and floor tiles, residential and commercial, granite and quartz countertops. Best quality from Spain, Italy, Brazil, India and China. Tile Expression Limited, conveniently located Monroe Road, Kunapir. Telephone 693-0015 or 223-TILE.
Passage to Asia, the award-winning restaurant and banquet suite located in the heart of Chaguanas, the best fusion food restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago. From the second you enter to the moment you leave, you will be treated like royalty. Come dine in luxury and enjoy the finest combination of Asian cuisine prepared by skilled and qualified chefs at Passage to Asia. The experience is truly unforgettable, perfect for families, couples and large groups. Passage to Asia, located at St. Ives Street, Chaguanas. Contact 672-2701. Also visit us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. I'm in conversation with Mr. Kenneth Supersad. He's a comedian, a singer, a writer, a household name, more importantly, a son of this soil, whom we're all very proud of. Welcome back.
Thank you, Zelisa. What I want to say is that, when I got married in 1988, that's a long time ago, the same week that I got married, I got my termination letter. I was a porter at the airport. I used to clean out plane and sweep out plane and tote baggage and things. I did not do very well in school because my brain ain't for no maths and thing and them kind of thing. I can't concentrate on that,
With that being said, not all of us are born to be doctors and lawyers and to be good in academics.
Yes.
But we've got talents. You were born with a talent and you capitalize on that.
As a parent, when your child is growing up, you have to be able to look at your child and identify what areas they're strong in.
Exactly.
If it might have children doing things good with their hands and they're good at art.
Correct.
And things, but because of peer pressure from the family, this one is a doctor, that one is a lawyer.
Correct.
And they want you to become the same, but your brain cannot take it. You know what has happened to a lot of young children who goes to UE and have high expectations from their parents. They start to drink, they start to smoke because they can't cope.
They can't cope.
Some of them seeing psychiatrists and things.
Very correct.
But you have to identify what area your child is strong in and try to help them in that particular category of study or avenue of study. But I just coming back, I was now married the same week. Me have a cent in the bank. Me again lay off the same week I married. I take a wife, how it will look. Now I had to find a way to make $1.
How did you meet your wife?
How did I meet my wife? She lives one street away from me, and one day she come to the shop next door to me, and her father name was Mohan. And I say, hey, you see you? I come in to tell Mohan I come in to marry you.
Really?
Yeah. And she went back home, and so we started hiding and talking until one day Mr. Mohan come to want to kill me. You know. And you know,
and the rest is history.
One thing led to another.
Great.
And we got married.
Great.
But I just want fathers out there to know, because we have a lot of fathers who have children, the police looking for them because they're paying the maintenance.
Correct.
You make sure and you leave the woman and you go on and you're hiding and you're having an affair with other women. Correct. And having more children on the outside and doing them the same thing. I take a glass case we had and I take a saw and cut it up and buy a piece of leather it, and I make a doubles box. And I never knew how to make doubles. And I went by a fella by the airport they call Lalu. Plenty people know Lalu because I used to work in the airport and he used to sell doubles.
Right.
I say, Lalu boy, you know, I'm married and thing, boy, I want to try a little thing. Lalu tell me what to do, how to knead the flour. And we started to make doubles. The first day I started in front of my house, I maybe make about $200 doubles and maybe sell only 6.
Okay.
Everything through it. But I went to the main road, so you're having a good spot.
Yeah,
important. And I started to sell, and me and my wife, I had a wheelbarrow, I used to put the box in the wheelbarrow and walk up to the main road. Right? And then I come and I have my 2 children, I sell doubles, right? I worked 10 days up in the mountain, I didn't have no such education, right? Then I work cleaning the road, sweeping the drain. But when I was working in the airport, I will tell you, you know, peer pressure. When I see some of my friends from school coming to travel with a jacket and tie, I run into hide. Because the boy I do so good in school and I feel in a hole. But my big sister told me one day, she said, Ken, there is no disgrace in hard labor.
Correct.
Right?
And
so
to
provide,
provide, you made the sacrifices
if
to
you are
provide.
Children, right? People that look down at certain people who work in, you're packing in a grocery, you're packing the shelf, you're working in a gas station, you're sweeping the road, you're working county, you're cleaning the drain.
Shame.
You know, we live in a society where people tend to look down at you. But if the man who cleaning the rubbish, they clean the rubbish, what's going on?
Exactly.
There is no disgrace in hard labor. But you see all them young people who want to go and rob people, you understand? All about and they are working no way. They don't want to work hard for their money. They just want to find it easy. Because the young people now, their motto is get rich quick or die trying. You understand?
My gosh, it's so true.
And this is the society. So I come here because I believe I did my job as a father. I still doing my job as a father. My daughters are very big now and I am very proud of them. And I know they are also very proud of me. I have come a long way from cutting bush and sweeping drain and thing. I talk on radio station. I was on TV doing program. And today I am one of the top comedians in the country.
Correct.
I could sing. I'm a songwriter. And this is the field that I'm saying you have to identify what area your child is strong in. And you have to support them and encourage them.
Correct.
It's not everybody could be doctors and lawyers.
Correct. And you have to be able, and you said something that's important, and that is identify the strengths of your children and help them to take that and nurture it to use it to the best of their ability.
That's right.
And you know, if you do that, then you do, I am sure, Mr. Supersad, when you go there and you stand on a stage, because you love what you do, and you do it with such a passion, you don't even feel as if you're working. Because you enjoy it.
And I will tell you, I am one of the persons who crossed the ethnic divide because all the African people love me, the Indian people, Chinese people, everybody. Because when I go to the comedy shows, it is promoted by Mr. Randy Glasgow. And he's a big giant in the industry.
Correct.
And when we have shows, the crowd is a mixed crowd, all kind of people. And anywhere I go now, Zelisa, people coming to me to take out picture and thing, you know, they're bringing their children to take out picture. It is so nice. And today, anywhere I go, people, you know, hey, let me comedy man, let me jokey man, you know. Give me a joke there, you know.
How do you feel now that you could go down memory lane and share your life story with the world, and you look and you reflect from where you were to where you're at. How do you feel about that? When you have the young child coming up to you, excited and enthused, and parents hugging you and they want that picture, and you realize, listen, very humble beginnings. You've emerged to be a giant, a public figure. How do you feel?
Well, I think humility has a lot to do with who I am today. You have to be humble. You know, I remember going to New York to perform, and the promoter telling me, don't go in the audience. Don't let the people see you. You're going to become common, and they wouldn't want to pay to see you the next time you come. But when I from Trinidad, and half of the people know me, and all them hungry to see me up there. When I go, I can't hide in a room. I go and hug up them, they meet me, you know, and we hug up, take pictures, and that kind of thing, you know. I feel very proud of myself today, of who I am. I've worked, I've come a very long way. I'm not a perfect person. I used to drink, I used to smoke. I put all that behind me. Now I don't drink, I don't smoke. And now when I go to perform, my head is sober, my head is on, I know what I am saying. There's a time and a place for everything. If you go to an adult comedy show, 8 o'clock in the night, there's more adult people, the content may be a bit different. But if I go by people's house and the family and little children and things there, I'm a totally different person, you know. But the main topic here this morning is about the role of the father. Sunday is Father's Day. You have your people, and the people are still lucky to have a father. Some of them wish the father was around, you know. But I must confess something.
Please.
The ladies just get more attention than the fathers. The
that's
mothers.
Very true. And I think,
is true.
And I don't think that's right. I don't, there's the hype, we've got a hype for Mother's Day.
No.
And then for Father's Day, it's not as...
It's not that it is not right. When was Mother's Day? I heard the pastor trying to explain the love of a mother. Nothing could compare the love of a mother. A father might be a role model. The father is there. Sometimes the mother will talk to children. Most boy child has followed the father. If you is a dad and you're drinking and smoking, what do you expect your son to be? You understand? But for Mother's Day, mothers get nice shoes, nice dress, jewelry, perfume. Fathers only getting JJ. You know what's JJ?
No, what?
Jersey and jockey shorts. Right through. There's only that. But I want to tell people, you know, my father died when I was 9 years old, so, you know, I remember him, but I never had my father over the years to say, look, I'm going to my father. But I'm glad that I am the kind of father today that my daughters could be proud to come and say, Dad, happy Father's Day. I know that they are very proud of me, but, you know, in the back of their head, they still think, you know, back in the past, how I used to drink and quarrel and behave, notation thing, you know. But they love me very much. I love them very much. I'm a family-oriented man, and I don't intend to throw that down the drain at all.
I want to ask you, you were 9 years old when your father passed, What was the fondest memory you have of your father? Can you go down memory lane and remind us of what would always stand out, even now at 60?
My father died in 1972.
Yeah.
I was 9 years, I born in 1963. In those days, the village only had maybe 2 cars.
Yeah.
Right? We used to play cricket in the road whole day and thing, and a car passing.
Yeah.
Now you can't even, you have to watch up and down before you cross. And so one day, back in those days, my father had a brother who used to live in England.
Yeah.
And he came back to Trinidad and we decided to go to the beach.
Yeah.
So I never saw the beach, you know. I was about 6 years old then.
Yeah.
And it's the first time my sister and I went to the shop and they buy a jockey shorts for me to put on to go to the beach. And we hired a van. There was a man with a van who had family down by me to carry all of us in the beach.
Right.
And we went in the beach and my father had his friends. They came with their family and we had a really wonderful time that day, and that was the most memorable day or fun day that I remember with my father.
Yeah.
But on most occasions, my father was a drunkard. He used to drink Every day, he was a vendor in the market in town.
Yeah.
And when he come home with the money, he go in and he snack it and drinking it out. And then my mother had to go and pick bhaji.
Yeah.
While, you know what I call moringa? What I call it? Saijan?
Yeah.
To feed children.
Now there's a lesson
Right.
in what Mr. Supersad just said, and we're going to talk about that when we return after these messages. Stay with us.
Everything you get at Fab India Expo is fabulous. It's one place where you can take your entire family. Shop in Haven, multi-cuisine food court, arcade, or relax at our spa. Come to shop online. Fab India Expo is now the biggest Indian expo with over 60,000 square feet of shopping area. We carry both Indian and Western garments. You can also check us out for Indian jewelry, Brazilian gold or modern jewelry, pure cotton bed sheets, over 200 curtain designs, bath mats, towels and so much more. Fab India Expo is your one-stop shop. Be sure to check us out. We're located opposite Medford gas station, Shogunas. We're open daily 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. including weekends and public holidays. Fab India Expo, closing on Monday 3rd July.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Shogunas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trincity. Super Quality Supermarket.
Before you choose a life of crime, know that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are fed up of you. More than 22,000 have already provided anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers, leading to countless arrests and convictions. You will never know who they are, but with Crime Stoppers' anonymous tipster system, everyone will soon know you. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 800-TIPS today.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. Today I'm in conversation with Mr. Kenneth Supersad, a comedian, a singer, a writer, a father, talking to us about the role of a father, sharing with us his personal life story, where he started, his journey and where he's at now. And I believe there's a lot of lessons for us to learn, very humble beginnings, but you could stand in front of the world and make us all laugh and bring out that side of us that sometimes we don't know how to bring out on our own. But yet there's a lot of hurt and pain that you carry, that from where you began and the struggles that you would have had. So I think it's a lesson for all of us, because despite the struggles and the hardships, you have emerged to be a giant. And hearing your story, more importantly, about your father being an alcoholic and having to live 9 years of your life that you would have had to experience that, it's a lesson for fathers out there not to repeat. Do not allow your children to have to backtrack and say, my father was an alcoholic, or fathers or their children who they've never seen their father. Our fathers are alive and they don't know who their father is.
One good thing about my dad, when I was a little boy, he was not violent. He was the kind who would drink and sing. The only problem, he used to spend out all the money. And come home. And I owe a lot to my bigger brothers and sisters, because, they were the ones who started to work, and give my mother a little thing to have the family going.
And I want to applaud your mother as a single parent. When I hear your other siblings and yourself, you all did exceptionally well.
I will tell you, as Zelisa, I went to Tacarigua Presbyterian School, and she makes sure every day when I go, I have a little change in my pocket. In them days, penny for red mango, 3 cents for polori and thing, Then I started to go to Five Rivers Junior.
Yeah.
So I get graduated to receiving 10 cents. 10 cents could I buy a lot in them days. And then I passed for St. Augustine Senior Comprehensive School.
Yeah.
And then I went to T&Tech Trade School and I did evening classes at John Donaldson Technical
I want to
Institute.
read this
Go ahead, read
that
it.
just came in from one of our viewers, and I want to remind, I would like to remind our listeners and our viewers, you can send messages to 384-7142, 384-7142, or you're welcome to call. But let me read this. It says, "Good morning, Zelisa and Mr. Supersad. Great show as always. I've attended a few shows that featured Mr. Supersad and he had me laughing. I love his comedy and happy Father's Day and keep up the great work. Love you." To this person, thank you very much for sending that, and of course it's coming
Thank you.
from one of your fans.
Thank you very much.
So you
Thank
can call in as well if you would like, if you'd like to speak to him one-on-one, or if you want to send a message, you're free to do that. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Felicia,
Morning.
and good morning to the gentleman who makes me happy.
Oh,
Morning.
Yes, Mr. Supersad.
Yes.
I love to listen to you. You don't know what gift you have. You have such a beautiful gift. You might not have had the brain for the books, but you have a natural talent.
agreed.
A talent that so many people would like to have, to make people happy, to make
True.
people laugh and relax and forget their worries.
True.
And your children have done well.
Yes.
You made sure that you took care of your child. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. You know, all those who wanted to hide you, now they want you to be in front. You can't hide anymore because you are the one who is bringing money for them and bringing everybody to their show.
Good.
You are a beautiful person. God bless you. I wish you a happy and beautiful Father's Day.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much.
Children, bless your children.
Great. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All the best. Thanks for calling in.
Zelisa, you know,
Yeah.
while we on it, you know, while we
Go
on
ahead.
it, I want to just say that there's a lot of families who have problems, you know.
Yeah.
This one is talking to their mother, that one is talking to their father, this
Yeah.
one is talking, whatever the reason, you know. And I want to tell people that, you know, life is as such. You're here today, and you don't know what is going to happen in the next 5
Tomorrow
minutes.
is not promised.
don't know.
Another
And you
thank
know-
you to Mr. Supersad towards your contribution to Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you.
Happy Father's Day. That's coming in from Lizzie. Thank you so much, Lizzie.
Yeah.
So go right
So
ahead.
I just want to tell you, you know, one day my mother passed away about 18 years ago.
Okay.
And in my whole life, I always had plenty respect for my mother. There was one occasion where we had a little quarrel and I shouted at my mom. And you know, she died 18 years ago, and up
Yeah.
to today,
It
and I
was.
wish if she was here just to say, "Ma,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
forgive me."
That's
When you have your
another
mother
lesson.
and your father, no matter what they do, them bring you into the world. It is your duty. If you're 60 years old self, you're still a child to them.
Correct.
Walk up to them. Forget, bury the hatchet, forget what
Yeah.
who say what or what.
Yeah.
You know, go and hug up your father if he's still around and
Yeah.
tell him, "Daddy, I love you."
Very nice.
Happy Father's Day.
Welcome to the program. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, you're welcome. Go right ahead, please.
Right. This man is the most entertaining comedian it have, right?
Yes.
In Trinidad.
Yeah.
But what happened, I want to know why, if he entered T&Tech Trade School, as a old T&Tech man, I want to know how he leaves T&Tech work.
What happened is when I started T&Tech, you know, they didn't have the evening classes at that time. But after I went to about 6-7 months, they introduced John Day as an evening class. I used to leave home at 5 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
and reach home 11 o'clock in the night after studying. It was a bit challenging, and my mother and I alone used to live at that time in the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
All brothers and sisters married and gone.
Right.
So I had to reach home because my mother, you know, she was getting down in age. And
Yeah.
so that, because of that, I had to leave, you know.
Sometimes when a door closes, it means it's going to be the beginning of a new chapter in
Yeah.
your life, a new beginning for you, and other doors will open.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just divine intervention that things happen in our lives that would bring us to a different point.
Yes, yes. Well, maybe that's why I'm here. I might be able to motivate and encourage a lot of fathers out there.
Yeah.
You know, if you want your children to be proud of you, then you have to behave yourself in a certain way, right? My grandson will be 6 years next week. I tell myself, Zelisa, look, I'm saying it in TV here now. I don't want my grandson to see me drinking and smoking. So going in 1 year now, I stopped drinking. Well, I never used to smoke plenty years now, but I stopped drinking. And that is not a promise between me and my wife or children. That is between me and the man up there.
Very nice.
You understand? Yeah. I don't ever want to touch alcohol again in my life. I'm a human being. We could make mistakes. I don't know what the future holds. But for now, I tell you, I make up my heart strong, right? Because, I mean, plenty media houses that's afraid to talk about alcohol because they depend on the advertising dollars. Eh?
Correct.
Let me be real. But I'm telling you, alcohol is the chief reason for breaking up in family life.
Very true.
My big sister told me that, and I never forget that.
Yeah.
And that is true.
Yeah.
Many times, the only quarrel me and my wife used to have was when I drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So why drinking that for?
Exactly.
Right? I have a son-in-law. He's still a young man, and he don't drink because his wife don't want him to drink. Because when she look and see all his friends, how they drinking, how they getting on. His name is Rishi Rampasad with the Polari shop down in Don Miguel Road. He's the nicest son-in-law. I could ask for a better son-in-law than he. He just take care of my daughter very, very good. He's a good boy. He's the leader of the San Juan Youngsters Tassa group. So when all the world they let Tassa you could go down and check him.
And he's also a very good father to Yaniv as well.
And let me give my number here, because what happened is sometimes people have a birthday, anniversary, wedding, whatever, and they cannot afford a band. You know, band is good. People want, you know, to have fun.
Yeah.
But I just do a lot of karaoke singing. I have my friends. We just do chutney, soca, all kind of music. And it's about 3 of us. And we don't charge much. So all you could give me a call. The number is 471-5813. 471-5813. I'll be happy to perform for you.
And let me continue to read. Pleasant good morning, Zelisa, and your special guest. God bless Mr. Supersad with multi-talents. Keep up the great work, sir. All love coming from Christine and her sons from California. And pleasant good morning, Miss Zelisa. Happy Father's Day to Mr. Kenneth. God bless you and your family. He really made me laugh all the time. Love him. God bless and keep him safe. Good morning, Lisa and the guests. I heard the jokes or the gentleman on a comedy show. He's awesome and blessed. Sometimes talent comes in different ways, and this is coming from somebody in Florida. So with that, we've got to wrap things up. Your closing comments. What is your message for Father's Day?
My message is a very simple one. You bring children into the world. It is your duty and your responsibility to provide for them. Okay? If you want to drink and you want to smoke, you want to gamble, you want to have a good time, that's all well. Make sure you have that money put aside for your children, okay? Because children today, for them to keep up in the world that we are living in, this is not like long ago, where when somebody dead in Mayaro, you have to go with a car because you had no phone to call them, right? We live in, the world is now a global village.
Yeah.
Technology is in the palm of your hands. Children need the tools to learn today, and it is your duty as a father to provide for your wife and for your children. You are the example. Lead by example. Keep your family together.
Great.
Try to stick to one woman. One woman.
Great advice.
I married my whole life, and I'm proud. I could tell you, I married one wife, and she is the only woman I ever married. Look, it's going to make, this one will make 35 years. I could boast and tell all of that.
Oh, bless
I
you.
love my wife very much. She is a gem. There is no one like my wife.
So I want to thank you kindly for taking the time to come and spend with us today and address the world on the program. I feel very privileged to have had you, to sit with you. One joke before we wrap up, 1 minute.
One joke before we wrap up?
1 minute.
All right. So, you know, because of the crime situation, right, I went and I buy 2 dogs to get my property.
Yeah.
And I named them 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So if one dead, I still have two. And if two dead, I still have one.
Right.
And I saw an old lady with a dog. What they call the dog with the set of spots all over it? The damnation.
Yes.
I said, Auntie, I like a damnation. She says, son, that is a pothoggy halota.
I thank you kindly. God bless you. This is where we've got to wrap things up. You know, please respect the law of the land. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. Thank you so much for choosing us. I am Zelisa Budising Rupani. Stick and stay with us, U975 FM Multicultural Radio.